Welcome, son. Just open your heart. Welcome that first ray of the sun. If you want to stand or sit, whatever. Welcome that first ray of the sun. We connect with the four elements. El, Ka, Lem, Om. East, west, south and north. El, Ka, Lem, Om. El, Ka, Lem, Om. We connect with the cosmic energies. By saying Om, Na, and the heart. Okay, so we Om to the earth, Mother Earth, and we bring it to the new order. Look, now the sun is going to be the whole sun. So we bring the whole energy of the sun to our new order of the heart. Welcoming to the heart. The heart is the altar of the new temples. And from this heart, God moves and God passes the messages and sends healing to the whole world, but it has to pass through the heart. So now that we have got the heart, the center of the altar, we are what we said last time. Now we are the new walking temples. That we are doing it in the open space. We don't go to Naidra, Hajar-Im. It's the old temples. They're still doing their work, but now it's open space. Open space because we are the walking temples, because we have got the new altar, which is the heart. This is the most important aspect that we have now. The heart to transmute the love of God, but it has to pass through the heart. So welcome to the Equinox. Incredible, no, the sun was full when we were doing the Thank you, son, for being the timekeeper for our equinoxes and whatever. Yeah. I hope that you bought some guitars or music, whatever, to make new noises. There we are. Welcome to the new people. It's good to have new faces. So we are, some people know more than others. We are at the change. nobody knew and nobody could understand the importance of the site. When, I don't know, 25 years ago, the idea was to turn this into a golf course and villas. We came to protest, to march, to argue and so forth. And I was lucky, I was blessed that I was given audience with Victor Borg. And we started talking about 22 years ago about this whole thing. We are coming to that point at this time. Do you know what Tachench is? Can you read this? Can you say what was the first sentence? Tachench is? Loud. The first people that landed on this land, on this mountaintop, these islands were mountaintops, there were no water. It was a Mediterra. So Malta was in the middle of the land, Mediterra. And Malta in Atlantean means center abode, in the middle of the land. So they landed on Sirius. The Sirius landed on Tachench for a purpose, for a mission. Their mission is to bring cosmic Christ energies to Mother Earth. Mother Earth passed through a lot of upheaval and it needed recharging, rebooting, reloading. And they came to do that by building the temples. So the temples were doing the function of our mobile. They attract, they hold, they, whatever it does, change those messages into images, and then they transmit. That was the purpose of the temples. But the first people that landed from Sirius, and they opened a portal to Sirius. So Sirius, if you look at the sky, Orion, when you see Orion and you take the middle tree and you follow and you see Sirius there. Sirius, it needed to be a portal because they kept communication with their homeland, Sirius. That's the first one. The second one is a long one, sort of is to ask you to read it. The second one.
A cosmic communication center.
A cosmic communication center. Okay, cosmic communication center. What they created, the Syrians, is like a conventional center for this part of the galaxy. It might be for the whole galaxy, where entities from different realities meet here at Tachench. So they were cosmic denomination center. So they came and they are here around us. They are everywhere. And they were also a space tunnel between dimensions. Because of the dimension, there was a space tunnel that the star beings could pass through Orion and Sirius and come to Tachench. And Tachench is just an open space. Tachench is more than that. The other one, I think we mentioned this one, a multi-dimensional
convention.
So a multi-dimensional convention. As there were more star beings coming, they made sure that they have a meeting place. And that change became the meeting place. These things are already here. They are etheric, in the etheric world. So they meet here to discuss the universe, what's happening especially at this time in our galaxy and all the other galaxies. The last one, connector to Stargate. Once you have got a portal, then you start a spin and open a Stargate. This is incredible, you know, what we are talking here. It's incredible. It's unique, that change. And we are started talking with the owners. Imagine I try to explain this, no? We'll see, but we are sending light and life, so we'll be open to those things. Last solstice, summer solstice, we started something new at that change. Now we are adding to it and another title. We started, this is big, eh? Imagine if the Pope in Rome hears about it. We started a new church. We started a new church. A new religion. A totally different religion. What type of religion we have created? The religion of the heart. That church now is the headquarters of the new church, of the new religion, the religion of the heart. So whenever you have time, come to that church and connect with all these energies. They will start coming to you like flashing arrows. It's incredible, powerful sight that we haven't tapped, as we haven't understood yet the energies of the temples. And I started 15 years ago, try to write alternative to the historical, archaeological, and Heritage Malta, whatever. Imagine, I'm sure that they know that we are doing this. And they cannot do anything because it's on private land and it's open land. And we can do whatever. We are not using Heritage Malta fence. You have to get permission to get in and pay for it to get in. This is open. This is giving us the freedom of being here. Look at this nature around us. Ooh, there are a lot of people around us. We welcome you all. We welcome you from Agartha, from the Crystal City, from the cosmos, from Sirius. Oh yeah. So we are now starting the heart center. The heart center, the heart is 5,000 times stronger than our brain and any other organ that we have. 5,000 times stronger. So we are acting. Once we are open that heart, we always say open heart, open heart. Once we open the heart, we know that we are in contact with God. It's just automatically. You feel the presence of God. once you open that heart. This place that we have chosen as the headquarters of the new church, without knowing, but we found out through the Swedish group, vibrates at the highest level of hertz in the world. Can you understand what we are talking here? This dolmen here, where is the dolmen? Oh, there. This dolmen vibrates at the highest level of hertz. This is David, what's his name? David Hawkins' scale. So he was a scientist. He doesn't believe in these spiritual things, but he found the hertz of every frequency, like the Rife with the Rife healing machine that I'm doing at present. And he found the highest hertz is 1000. This dolmen, insignificant, small, vibrates at 1000 hertz. I come here and I saw it. You actually saw it on the Facebook thing. You know, I come here and throw myself on that dolmen or underneath it. I use it as a medbed. 1000 hertz vibration. So the area must vibrate on the same level. Not necessarily, because different areas, different groups, but it's 1000 hertz. And we are spiraling. We started spiraling. We came to a junction in the solstice where the third dimension timeline came to a junction and it stopped. And we started spiraling up. So we are at present spiraling up. And it will be getting higher. So the most important thing during this time is stay away from anything that is negative, mainstream media, news, political things that's going on, whatever. Stay on a higher frequency. Stay, and if somebody brings you down, a meeting with people, meeting with a person, meeting with the whole thing, stay back, come back to that vibration, because it's important that we stay on high vibration, because things are happening around us. Things are happening around us. We are already seeing the end of the old energies, the Queen, the London Bridge, the Pope asking the banks to send him the money. The Pope asking the banks to send him the money. What money? Which money he wants? The Pope, this is huge for Malta. Nobody talks about it, because imagine, dismantled the Knights of Malta. Dismantled. They were the dark force in the Catholic Church. I always said that the Knights of Malta are glorified pirates. Nothing, they didn't do anything. They just pirated and made money out of attacking ships and make this whole thing. He dismantled the Knights of Malta. That's huge.
When was this?
When
did he dismantle?
Oh, you're asking for when?
I bet maybe
You have to, you see, it's in the news, but it's not in the main news. You have to really, every now and then, check, as I said, between the lines. It's very recent, okay? And they moved 500 bombers, airplanes, carriers, 500, carrying the gold from the Vatican. 500 loadful of planes back to America. This is our gold. This is our money. This is our richness. This is our abundance. That was hidden, that was stolen, that was taken from us. Because they want us to stay in the energy of lack. You have to work for it. You have to work hard. You have to earn your living. You have to do something so they give you a paycheck. We are not born to do that. We are born to be creative. It's time that we start to be creative, to start earn a living by our creations. Okay, so this is what I'm saying. Stay out of the narrative and the collective grief. And then we had, a couple of days, 8 days of darkness, you can call it, 8 days of grieving for somebody born with a privilege to be the queen. And she died. She dies like everybody else. And I don't think she is buried. Her casket is somewhere else. But there we are. But stay away from because the more that we give attention to that grief, sorrow, or whatever, then we give it more power. We stay away from the narrative. We are starseed. Spread your wings and fly above the landscape. We can fly. When I was young, my dream was always, and there was that song, one day I fly away. I always wanted to fly away because looking at the birds, what are you doing here? There is no hunting here. Yeah? Oh, you are not a good hunter. You got frightened of a move. There's one here. Okay. Oh, follow the leader. I always wanted to fly away. We are free spirits. We can fly wherever you go. There we are. Follow the leader. Okay. This equinox, this is a touchy subject now. This equinox gives us balance, which we desperately need, especially on these islands. There is an imbalance. If you leave Tachenj and go to Sannat, it's a totally different world, no? Buildings everywhere, digging, hammering, cooking, bringing down. The other one is building a Tower of Babel because he's Portelli. He can do whatever. And there is so imbalance between Mother Earth and activities. I spent 5 years in Peru. Whatever, and when I came last time, that photo was to prepare and ask permission to this, so we can be here. And the Peruvians, the shamans, always do reciprocity, Pachamama. Whatever you do, if you eat, if you drink, if you go up the mountain, if you have a service, if you do a ritual, you always do a Pachamama. You ask permission to Mother Earth for what you're going to do. Even eating, they used to eat their coca leaf to give them sustenance, so they choose the coca leaf. They have to choose the coca leaf. Imagine having a banga, they choose. And then they start chewing it. And they stay the whole day chewing the coca leaf. Everything was a ritual. Everything was ask permission. Imagine if in Malta, every architect, owner of a land, have a shaman or a priest or whatever you want to call them, to come and ask permission to start building. It will change our mentality about things, but we sorely need it because we are out of balance, especially sad because I came to Gozo. I used to come to Gozo since I was 3 years old, and I saw Gozo from Gozo to this now. It's taken over by speculators and money grabbers. It's a frenzy, if you can call it, it's a frenzy of greed. As if it's the last week and this is the end of the world, let's build, let's sell to make money because we are not going to have time. This is how it feels. And I don't know how to, I am living in Sannat in the middle of this building frenzy. And I'm always transmuting it into the light. Always transmuting it into the light. It has to. Any third dimension structure, entity, corporation that is not built on integrity will collapse. Tower of Babel. Because it cannot stay in the 5th or the 4th dimension. It cannot vibrate on that same level. So anything that it's not with integrity, I don't know what's going to happen, dismantle, melt. You know, we have got stories of Jericho and other places where these things happen. Why not? We are entering a new dimension. We don't have an experience how it's going to happen. Something is going to happen. My inclination is, if you look at the pole shift that is going on, it's too fast, it's happening. When it comes to a certain point, the pole will shift. What will happen with the pole shift? We don't have an experience of a pole shift. Things will happen. Land will come up from the sea. Land will go down under the sea. There will be plates moving, and there will be a new earth. And this, I think it's in a couple of years, this is going to happen. Keep your frequency high. Whatever you do, keep your frequency high. But this is important to have balance in our life, and we send balance to this land. So many things happening on Gozo for some reason. You know, many people are coming to Gozo to set up certain things, establishment and so on. I'm starting the first drive on Gozo. There's somebody is getting a rife machine this week, so we start a rife machine center. People can come and have healing center. If you don't know anything about rife, do you know anything about rife? No? Go and see Royal I can't remember the middle name, but they have got 3 R's. Royal Rife. And go on my Facebook wall, and there is about the story about Rife and what it does. Rife, Dr. Rife, was an American-German doctor in the 30s. He invented frequency, what we're talking, hertz, and he found the frequency of every organ. And he started doing experiments, and he had 100% success with each experiment, 130s. Would you think that the medical establishment and the pharmaceutical open door for him so that he can heal everybody, so the medical establishment will collapse? So they stopped him. But the technology stayed, and somebody brought it out now. And we have got it. It heals 40,000 different ailments. And it's very simple. It doesn't do chemo. I was supposed to start last week chemo and radiation. And I said, in a nice way, I said, no. I'm going to do my own thing, alternative and so forth. Because chemo and radiation will cook you alive. And there is no evidence of ever doing anything positive, except for small amounts. And this one will not have any side effects. Gives you, I'm on 24-hour protocol at present, so I have got a remote. You can do on the machine, you can do contact with patches, or remote. You cut a part of your nails, you put it in a clip in the machine, and will remote send you healing energy. Marvelous. They wouldn't allow it, of course. Ha! Because of what's going on in the temples, in the earth, which will be interesting for you, David, is that the temples and the ley lines are off center. There is a lot of dark energies that have occupied the temples, and in the end we need to clear those entities. We will do them slowly. So also the ley lines. The ley lines needs to be adjusted, which we have done in some of the temples like Tarshin and other temples, because they put something there. And imagine the Catholic Church, what it does in the ley line of Tarshin. They build exactly in the middle of the ley line a cemetery wall that blocked the ley line. A cemetery wall. It had to go there. Do you think that the Catholic Church doesn't know what they are doing? They know. But they block and inverse everything. So we will do both the ley lines and the ley lines of each temple. Each temple has got its own ley line. So this is Skorba. So this is the ley line of Skorba. And we need to check if they are okay. It's clear. We'll do it slowly. Takes time, but we'll do it. Well, there you are. Anybody wants to ask a question, which I will not answer? I'm sure you have. Meanwhile, I have some water. Questions? When we had the Swedish group here, they were asking questions left, right, and center. They are coming back, or another group is coming back now?
Yeah.
Next month. Yeah. Okay, question. Equinox, balance, the church, the headquarters, the hertz.
Float.
Huh?
Float. A float.
Flood. No.
Flood. Sorry.
Okay.
It's okay. We understood.
I'm just still a bit curious.
Wait. You do. You won't. The only thing we will hear you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm still a bit curious about this dismantling of the knights. Of what exactly?
Curious? Are you
implying?
curious?
Yes.
You
I'm
should
very-
be curious.
Yes, like, do they no longer meet, or what is the implication of it
It
all?
it is done subtly. You cannot expect that we bring down something and we start something new. This has been going on parallel, the changes, for this last 2 years. The preparation for the health services, the preparation for the education services, the preparation for the bank services, for the preparation of the religion services, for the preparation for the government structure. All these are going to be dismantled, but not suddenly we don't have a government. No, they will be taken over. The majority of governments that you see are controlled by the military, by the white hats. Okay? They are leaving things as they are. They are leaving the queen to be buried as they wanted her to be buried. The reality is totally different. Okay?
So
The reality of what is happening in England about the National Health Service. There is a new energies that are coming through. They are creating a new National Health Service. And it would be called National Health Service. You know, the banking system, there will be a period, a couple of weeks ago, curious, you have to find it, the banks in America declared themselves bankrupt. Did you find it on mainstream media, BBC, or whatever? Of course not. What does that mean? That there is a new financial system coming in without even you knowing it. What I would suggest is, for a short time, have cash in your hands. Keep cash at home, a couple of thousands. Okay? Because there will be a period that the banks will not be able to open or operate. Cash will be king. Okay? So operate on that. That's a good question. That's a good curiosity.
can I go?
And another one.
So, if we look at the Maltese people who are in this Knights of Malta, if you ask them, have you been dismantled?
Sorry?
you know, the people who are part of the Knights of Malta. They have these.
The people that are asleep still? What?
Yes, the people who.
The
if you
majority
ask
are.
them, are you dismantled? Will would they know that?
I don't think so. I don't think that they know. What is happening, if you notice also, read between the lines, every now and then we say, oh, there is a solar flare, there is human resonance, resonance are coming up. What has been going on this last, must be 1.5 years, the sun has been sending us energies slowly, because if they send the sun the energies all in one, it will cook us. So they have been sending the sun, and the cosmic has been sending us slowly energies that's coming and hit the earth. Once it hits the earth, it hits us. It's changing our DNA. So it comes to a level when the DNA is full, and those that have been asleep wake up in the morning and say, oh, I'm going to have some coffee, and I can see clearly now. How it's going to happen, who knows? Nobody knows. But everybody will pass through it at their time. What you have to do is keep your frequency high. Don't bother about the others that are asleep. Keep yours high.
Yeah.
There you are.
Can may I ask you something about these chemtrails that we see at night or during the day, this geoengineering that's happening?
They used to. They're gone. They are not operational with the old things. Everything that you see, everything from government, banking and so on, it's in the hands of the military and the white hats. That has been cleared, the chemtrails. What they are spraying is to clear the air of what is the residue, what's left over. And we are seeing less chemtrails lately. You actually don't.
Very recently.
Huh?
Malta not so much. Here not so much, but in Italy it was full.
So these are going to be the changes that we're going to see. But as I said, observe between the lines what's going on. It's there. And if you want something very beautiful, Shana, thank you. What about this too?
Teresia will bring
Oh, huh? Okay. Thank you. The Queen, the picture of the Queen, would you believe it? Would you believe it? It's in front of us. The picture of the Queen, they put it in front of the BBC statue as you enter the BBC. The BBC statue is a pedophilia statue of a child, whatever. And they put the picture of the Queen. Oh well. Things will come out slowly, and people will suddenly either can cope with it or they cannot. Those people that they cannot, they will leave eventually, you know. But things are changing, and things have changed.
Can you talk a little bit more, because we hear all the time about the shift between the third dimension up to the fifth, and you said that it's hit a wall and now we're spiraling. Can you just talk a little bit more about how to cope and things to do in this dimensional shift?
What was the end of it? Because what was it, Björn?
Just as how we cope on a daily basis, you know.
Just be aware.
Just be aware.
Do your own thing and see if something, somebody, a news, a picture, whatever, gets you down.
Yeah.
And you
Just be
lift yourself.
constantly aware at our vibrational
Yes,
levels
yes.
all the
It's
time.
about you. It's a
And
personal
to keep
thing.
within our practice to keep
Yeah.
our vibrations high.
To keep yourself vibrating. And we are entering into the upper fourth dimension before with the fifth dimension, because then we can start dealing with the fourth reality. But things are changing in front of us, around us. Some we can see and some we cannot see. But this war is over. It's won by the light forces.
It feels like the veil is very thin. There's a lot of synchronicities. There's a lot of, you actually see the magic happening in front of you. But there's this constant shift of vibration where
Constant.
there's so much negativity and so much evil going on that it's become very hard work to
It is.
keep that balance.
No, don't make it hard. It is
a challenge.
how is it challenging? You know, because if it's hard, then it's hard. It's challenging. You move through it, but it's challenging, and it is a huge challenge to actually do the shift that we are doing. And you are part of the shift. You are the change. You are the change agents. As the temples were 50,000 years ago, that were built 6,000 years ago, according to Heritage Malta. 50,000 years ago, they did the shift of this earth, and it was needed then. Now we are the walking temples. No more structures. We are the skeleton of the temples. What happened at the end of Atlantis? The Atlanteans infused the stones, especially the standing stones, with their wisdom and their vibration. Knowing that at one point we start to vibrate at that same vibration. And the vibration of our body is our skeleton. Mine is special because it's almost skeleton. So our skeleton is the tuning fork to connect us with the temples energy. We are attracted to the temples, and the temples will pass on that energy to us. That's marvelous. We are here. You are the walking temples. You are the change agents. Welcome to the new earth, to the new church, to the new religion, to the religion of the heart. I welcome you all. Thank you. If anybody has got any music thing, so we can share the Mother Earth for what they are doing. Oh, there you are. Does anybody know how to play this thing? Mother Earth needs cheering up because it's being, how to say, raped. Okay, somebody. Okay, there we are. We bring balance to Mother Earth, and we ask forgiveness on our behalf for the way that we are raping it. Well, there we are. Thank you for being here. Thank you for participating. And thank you for volunteering to be the carriers of the new church, of the new energy, of the new temples. Yeah. There we are. We did music also to Mother Earth. Yeah. Where is my driver?
Yes, sir.
Oh, there you are.
Ready when you are.
Are you in a hurry? Okay. Okay. Once the energies of the temples, this is new, the energies of the temples, there were two plugs, no? The negative and the positive, the masculine, the feminine, the yin and the yang. And the masculine was Mosta. And at one time, the feminine energy was Cittadella. But the Cittadella was raped, was abused by the Phoenicians, by Baal worship of pedophilia and human sacrifices, by the Romans, then by the Catholic Church, and the energies moved, because energies are consciousness, and they moved to Shaukiya. So now Shaukiya is holding the minus energy. So we have got two domes, Shaukiya and Mosta, that's holding the balance of the temples. Marvelous. This is all science that we don't even understand, you know. But if I say this to Heritage Malta or some academic, they will dismiss it because I don't have any proof. Oh well, that's their problem.
You know, in the Shaukiya talk, you said something that really resonated, and it's changed my whole outlook on Malta. It's because when we meet, we're always talking about the destruction and all the negativity and, you know, an ugly Malta. But you said that the temples still exist and the temple energy is still beneath us. You know?
And what's underneath the temples? What's underneath here?
That they can build as much as they like, but
Of course.
they can never remove that
Yeah,
energy.
they are still, the temples are still the receptor. So underneath the temples, it's where the real temple is. So where you find the temple, there is underneath the real temple. It's called the receptor. And so underneath us, we are sitting here on whatever, Agartha, part of the underground cities of the earth. One of it would be the Crystal City. There we are. I always say that we are going to stop and then we'll continue. Yeah. Okay. Where are we? Oh, there we are. Let's put together.
So we can buy one of your books.
Yes, of course. That's why they are there. Oh, thank you. I tell you, thank you. Marvelous. I can have some water there.